mynews.studio.
Brazil's electricity grid is packed with clean energy, but here's the puzzle. Why is so much of it not being used? And what does Brazil's latest international pledge mean for everyone else?
Today's date is November 13th, 2025. Brazil has just joined a global agreement to triple renewable energy capacity by 2030. That might sound surprising, since Brazil already gets over 88% of its electricity from renewables. But why is Brazil's involvement so important here?
It's all about credibility. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America and one of the top producers of renewables worldwide. When a country this size commits to tripling renewables, it sends a strong signal not just to developing countries, but also to wealthier ones, that this shift is real and underway. Still, there's a catch. Even with all this leadership, Brazil's grid is under strain.
Right, and that's where things get complicated. Last year, Brazil added nearly 11 gigawatts of new capacity, 91% of it from renewables. Plus, there's been $45 billion in foreign investment since 2020. But the surge in wind and solar has outpaced the grid's ability to actually deliver all that electricity. Can you break down what that means in practice?
Sure, each year up to 20 terawatt-hours of clean energy, enough to power millions of homes, never makes it to users. The reason? The transmission grid can't keep up, so the energy goes to waste. This isn't just a missed climate opportunity. It also makes investors nervous. So, the real challenge is, how do you keep expanding renewables without leaving the grid behind?
It's both a warning and a lesson, isn't it? If you grow renewables quickly but ignore the grid, you risk wasting resources. Keeping the growth of generation and modernization of the grid in sync is critical. Do you think Brazil's current regulations and market reforms are managing to keep up?
They're starting to catch up. The government is now putting serious money into grid upgrades, and public and private sectors are working together more than before. But honestly, it took a crisis to prompt this. For other countries aiming to scale up renewables, plan for grid expansion early, not just more generation.
That leads us right to Brazil's new commitments. By joining the global Pact, Brazil isn't just keeping up with its renewable growth, it's aiming to speed it up. What specific measures are being put in place?
A lot, actually. There are big infrastructure projects in progress, and policy tools like Renewable are being used. Renewable sets annual decarbonization targets and creates a market for carbon credits, especially focused on transport, which is tough to decarbonize. So how do international groups and investors fit into this?
Infrastructure funding is a big one. Technical support, blended finance, and expanding carbon markets all play a role. If these approaches succeed in Brazil, do you think they could be useful for other fast-growing economies too?
Yes, definitely. If Brazil can show how to grow renewables, upgrade the grid, and attract investment, it creates a model others can follow. The Renewable framework in particular could help other countries cut emissions in both energy and transport.
Renewable structure, mandatory decarbonization targets, tradable credits, transparent tracking, links clean fuel production to climate goals. Do you think this kind of approach could actually speed up decarbonization of transport worldwide?
It's one of the most promising models we've seen so far. By tying incentives to proven emissions cuts and making the system transparent, you attract investment and build trust. Plus, it's adaptable. So it's not surprising that other countries are watching closely.
So to sum up, Brazil joining the Global Renewables Pact isn't just about big numbers. It's proof that even complex, large economies can transform their energy systems if they align policy, infrastructure, and investment.
And by tackling grid issues and developing new policy tools, Brazil is advancing its own transition and providing a possible blueprint for others. As renewable energy adoption speeds up worldwide, everyone will be paying close attention to how this plays out.
That's it for today's episode. Brazil's example shows that reaching climate targets isn't just about setting goals. It's about working through the real infrastructure and policy hurdles.
Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Give it a try for free.